Is reconvened. La commission reprend.
Sir, okay, the Commission Council has not completed her
I understand,
presentation.
but sir, and your council's advised you that,
No,
I know you've directed,
I'm sorry,
you wanted the
I'm sorry,
application.
I'm speaking.
Yes, sir.
The application, if you want to do it, you've been advised it's to be done in writing, not in the middle of the
Sir, we
presentation.
filed two motions in
So
writing at your
I'm
direction
sorry.
that you've refused to rule on with respect to the redaction
you're-
of documents from the government of Canada.
You're
That
speaking,
has
I'm
not been
speaking.
ruled on, and they've been
Okay.
filed for days.
I will take a break while you're asked to
Sir.
leave. I will return in 5 minutes if security could deal with the council.
This is Marcel Irnie with IrnieracingNews reporting live on the Emergencies Act public inquiry. We have an update now in the commission with Keith Wilson, the Convoy organizer lawyer, the second lawyer, while we have Miller, who is still not allowed into the courtroom due to speaking up about the redacted content that they need to cross-examine to the deputy minister, and the commission has not made a ruling now in 4 days about the redacted content, which must be used in cross-examination. So let's check out all the footage I'm talking about.
Cross-examination, start with the Convoy organizers, please.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. My name is Keith Wilson, counsel for the Convoy organizers. I apologize for my voice. I'm recovering from a cold.
I have a bit of the same.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we're not in a position to proceed with cross at this time, and there's two reasons. One is the federal government has disclosed over a week ago an extension volume of documents that are highly redacted. It is obvious from the face of the documents that they don't meet the criteria for lawful redactions. A motion was made last week for those redactions to be lifted. The submissions closed on Thursday evening. We still have no ruling. A number of days have passed. For the cross-examination and the discovery of truth process to be valid and effective, the parties require access to the documents. We don't have that. So we would appreciate some indication as to when the commission is actually going to rule on that and hopefully compel the proper disclosure of the records so that cross-examinations can be effective. I emphasize that these documents are not related to future witnesses, but present witnesses. So we're making the process inefficient with all due respect by not allowing the parties to have access to unredacted documents. Second reason we're not in a position to proceed with our cross-examination at this time with this witness is our lead counsel, Mr. Brendan Miller, who had prepared for the cross, as you know, sir, has been removed from the room by you when he was raising a motion to find a way around the absence of a ruling on the redactions. So we're just not in a position to proceed on cross, sir.
Okay, for anyone who missed Brendan Miller outside after he was initially removed, kicked out from the commission, I'm going to show you that footage again. Okay, this is Marcel, IrnieracingNews.
November 22nd.
You can come outside. I can talk to you there if you want. Chris,
Yeah, I will. Don't have your off sticks with me, okay?
back, Chris. Microphone. Right there.
The commission consistently directs that we are to make motions in writing. So we do so. We currently have two outstanding. The first is dealing with all of these redactions that the government of Canada has put on all of the staffers' correspondence, as well as the notes of Ms. Katie Telford, the Chief of Staff to the Prime Minister. They have redacted these documents claiming they are irrelevant or that they are in fact subject to a cabinet confidence, despite the fact that the law is abundantly clear and undeniably clear that cabinet confidence does not apply to political staffers. These include the notes of Sarah Jackson, who is the office manager of Katie Telford, discussing the Emergencies Act, discussing the protest, discussing what they're going to do. These include the email responses from Minister Blair to his own Chief of Staff about why he did not accept the advice of law enforcement to carry out the plan that was before the IRG. The Government of Canada has continuously and every day dropped hundreds of documents on the parties, and the parties are frustrated. It is not just myself. They have tried to turn this entire proceeding into an inquiry about the failures of Chief Slawley, as opposed to actually about the invocation of the Emergencies Act. And my duty to my clients, and my duty as a lawyer, is to uncover the truth. We have also applied, and we applied before I asked the questions with respect to Mr. Brian Fox, to have him compelled as a witness. And we did that in writing. We applied to also now have I believe it's David Chan, who we found out was the individual who actually took the photos of the gentleman carrying the Confederate flag, of which he is also the photographer for the Prime Minister.
David Chan's not the trend, right?
Well, I would disagree with you if you happen.
know
You
it's
have an
true.
official. You have an official photographer.
David Chan is.
Well, I understand there's an official photographer.
While
and
you're
there's
on
a
Brian
freelance.
Fox, that's not him.
So
Explain to us why you've named Brian Fox.
Because we have a
publicly.
witness in our application who had met the person with the flag, all right, on the day he was running around with it, and can identify him as Mr. Fox.
Who's that person?
It's in the application, and I'm not allowed to say yet because they won't release it to you. Our applications that we have made,
Brendan,
applications that we have made, have still not been released by the Commission.
Are you worried about getting sued, sir?
No, I'm not. Because guess what? Truth is a full defense, and we also have privileges for things of which we say in a courtroom. And the reason that that exists is so that lawyers can do their job and witnesses can tell the truth. I don't care about Enterprise's little announcement yesterday. I could care less. If they want to bring that, I would be happy to do so and defend it and get discovery and get their records.
What are your odds of getting at the truth on this sidewalk?
Well, I can tell you the odds of getting at the truth, and a commissioner who has no compulsion powers at law directing that I leave a building, a government building where I am counsel, to a client whose rights to counsel are constitutionally protected.
Well, you're challenging his authority.
Well, I understand that. And I'm challenging the lawfulness of what's going on.
How would you
Thank you.
describe? How would you describe your?
Hang on.
Canadians are entitled to the truth, and you can't hide behind unlawful redactions in a public inquiry, claiming baseless redactions on staffer correspondence because it may hurt you. And that, in my view, is what the Government of Canada is doing. And it needs to stop. And had we had a timely ruling on these redactions, this application made orally today would have been entirely unnecessary.
Is it your expectation to continue?
Sorry,
in the
which the
proceedings?
application for Alex Cohen would have been entirely unnecessary?
Correct.
Is it your expectation to continue in the proceedings today?
Yes. Well, it's my client's constitutional right to have legal representation of their choice.
Is there another lawyer as part of the team that could step in for you if you're not allowed back in?
Client's choice is to have me. And with respect to being thrown out of the building at the direction of the commissioner, there is no jurisdiction to do that either. So it is what it is. We'll wait and we'll see.
Is that your next steps then? You're just going to wait for some response from the commission now?
Response more so from security. It's up to security whether or not I'm allowed in the building, and it's up to the commissioner whether or not he'll abide by my client's constitutional right to have the lawyer of their choice and the procedural fairness and constitutional right to be heard before the tribunal.
Thank you.
Now for the bloopers. Anybody wants to see my bloopers trying to get this here live from Mexico? Here we go. Miller outside speaking to the dinosaur media. This is Marcel Irnie back live at the Emergencies Act Public Hearing Commission. News, we are back live in the Emergencies Act. Here we have Convoy organizer lawyer Keith Wilson following up.